too much against so many other characters with how oppressive he can be. But against Diddy, the insane mobility of this character, toppled with his insane offensive prowess, it's a rough one. It's a rough spot for Joker to be in terms of the oppression session on the other way around. That's where Joker doesn't necessarily thrive as much, especially, you know, with a mid-range banana on deck for anything else. Ladies and gentlemen, we're in Grand Finals. Rivers on the side of it, trying to see if he can start himself up a new DNA.EXE streak, as his streak was finally broken, I believe, last week or the week prior, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was actually last week. My mistake. It's insane, I believe. There's the down air. Oh, no. No, the pun. He wants to win.
That's yummy.
He wants
That's
to punish.
He wants damage.
Punish game's out here, bro. Hamburger helper. That is monkey.
He tried to go for some sort of like extended angel drop there. I'm not really sure what was going on, but Rivers definitely playing very aggro. You highlighted it best. Like, he came here to win. He's not playing any games with this one. Like, banana and hair.
Did you see that?
Okay, but why did it work?
It's like he knew. He's thinking about Reflection's options when he's off the level. It's just like, yeah, I'm gonna monkey flip here. Probably a bad idea, but I know he's gonna guns if anything else at best. So if anything, I'll just get hit out of it. That's the kind of stuff that Rivers thinks about. And if you ever watch his montages, you'll know he literally thinks about his
that was really
options.
poor positioning with the guns. He definitely could have gotten it done, but just not enough yet.
He literally thinks about his opponent's options and what Diddy Kong as a character does out of them. I swear to God, I've seen this guy, as that up smash takes the stock, get buried. He knows he's going to get buried because he'll get like flip jumped by a ZSS, right? He knows it's about to happen, and so he'll deliberately up B, so he'll be able to control the rocket barrel pack while his character can't move. This is the kind of stuff this guy thinks about, man. He truly understands how this game works on a deep level and will take advantage of stuff like that. The question is, will Reflection be able to whip out the discipline to deal with something like that? I'm not so sure, but if their last set about them taught us anything, I think dreams can happen.
Yeah, I think it's definitely far too early to call Reflection out of this one just yet, especially as the back air manages to tie up the stock count. I think while the odds are stacked against Reflection, like, there's, once again, I said this in Winners Finals, I'll say it again, if there's a character that's going to be able to really fight back from the jaws of defeat, it's going to be Joker. I think Joker, with or without Arsene, does have the tools to really, like, nab away a victory from Diddy Kong. It's just, it really relies super heavily on how well Reflection can control the stage when we're on stage. Off stage, things get kind of screwy, and you've already brought up how the rocket barrel pack itself is, like, an assist call. Like, it's just really useful from Rivers, and regardless of how unorthodox of usage it is.
It's like an assist trophy, but items are off. Basically, it just comes out clutch form. Yeah, you know, and as far as hitboxes go, I feel like Diddy can definitely beat Joker to the punch, despite, you know, some of the amazing ones that Joker has. But Joker's also got mobility on deck, like you mentioned during the winner's final set. Doesn't matter Arsene or no Arsene, back air for Joker. Very quick and disjointed option that will be able to keep a character like Diddy at bay, potentially even out of monkey flip if he's able to get around the kick. Off stage, you see the play from Reflection right there, trying to use the banana to his advantage and combo it into the downward angled guns. Rivers, of course, though, always when he's off stage knows what options to pick best to make his way in, whether it's just completely horizontal rocket barrel pack, monkey flip, or if he's got to angle it up and around somewhere else. But he's going to die off the top right here. Reflection taking the lead with Arsene on deck, Hangman.
This could be a very interesting situation very quickly. Let's see how well Reflection can rack up that damage, though. We've seen time and time again that they're really comfortable with spacing out with Ea and Eaga, but trying to use the guns while they're in their awakened form, I think is a nice touch because it's just more reliable hitboxes. But it was not a well-lived opportunity as Rivers cleans it up very quickly following that.
And I love the
Where are we going? Where are we going?
I love the little neutral air on the platform extender that we got on the part of Reflection to continue that onslaught into the forward air. Able to get all the way up to 69% on the part of Rivers, and already, tag, never mind, I was going to say, in the favor of Reflection, but tacking it on is Rivers right there, and the Reflector coming out with the down B. Rivers prepared for it this time around, holding that shield, not eating too much damage for his troubles. Monkey flipping in as the neutral is reset once again. Both these players just swinging at each other like it's a damn fence to be swung at. Now you got him off the level. No patient angel drop right there. Does not want to deal with all the crazy invincibility frames that the Arsene up B recovery does, in fact, have. Hangman, these two players are swinging at each other, but they're both swinging at the air. It's anybody's game.
Yeah, it's neck and neck right now, and it's simply a matter of who's going to be able to get the confirm first. Rivers fishing around with Banana, and it's getting little bits and pieces of damage, but likewise, Reflection just firing away with the gun, not able to find an opportunity to really make any substantial hits. It's like both of them are being able to sock each other off stage, but they're not really able to do anything with these hits, and it's kind of dangerous. But the off stage play, all right, it ends up going out to Rivers. A bit of a strange kerfuffle, but it falls into his favor.
Yeah, he sort of got into that awkward, like, okay, I'm Diddy, but I never got my confirm yet on this final stock, so now I actually have to play, like, this back air stretching neutral. Like, good old-fashioned Smash Brothers Ultimate. I'm throwing out my safe hitbox. You're throwing out your safe hitbox. Everybody's got a safe hitbox to throw out.
I think it's also the fact that, like, the Banana did help, with that situation.
Yeah.
And it's very few and far between that we've seen Banana just trip up Reflection. So, like, it's not the strangest of situations for us to have fallen into, but I think it's peculiar because Reflection's done such a good job of avoiding that situation up to that point. And I couldn't tell you if it's just because Rivers just hasn't gone for such a simple edge guard yet, or if it's just because Reflection got caught slipping in the tensions of that end of game one. But let's hope for their sake that game two comes out a little cleaner.
He might have been trying to mix it up by ledge, because it's funny, you know, I agree with you in saying, like, the Banana was on the ledge. Like, on the ledge for both of the last 2 times in that game that Reflection was hanging by the ledge. Except he picked a different option each time. What Rivers was going for the first time is that he actually tried to end the game with an angel drop when they were both at their last stock situation. Then, the second time around when he had Reflection disadvantage off the level, he put the Banana in the exact same spot, right? Except instead of the angel drop, he decided to just turn around and then just fish out a back air in case he tried to do the same option again. Reflection tried to do the sort of no mix-up where he did the same thing again, right? Because, like, no one would possibly be dumb enough to do that. But Rivers was anticipating it that time around and knew more than anything else, even if this doesn't work, it's a safe option, and I'll be able to just retreat back to the stage and regain control because of it. So, to answer your question, I think that's how he was able to get that back air off of the Banana trip off the right side ledge of the level right there. As we go back to the stage, down throw, perfect percent to try to mix up the DI right there, and still able to catch him with the up smash. Yep, beautiful stuff. Alright. Ooh, I like the little cross-up right there with the back air. Definitely not sure if Reflection was expecting it right there, but the percentage was still just low enough to the point where Rivers was not able to get a put. No! Okay.
I really thought he was just going to go for double set with that. That would have looked immaculate, but no.
I mean, he did go for it. He just didn't get it. That's the thing.
That's because it was very far from true, but that's true. That's the setup, and that's a good one. An amazing play from Rivers. You know, further cement this lead in game two.
Oh, God.
All right, Reflection stops the bleeding a little bit, but the full stock behind, and I feel like since we're reaching once again into that point that we saw in Winners Finals, where it started out looking fairly even. It settled in a position where Reflection looked like they were just barely out of reach of victory. And then Rivers just took off ahead of them. And just by kicking things further and further and further, Rivers is just able to build up so much momentum that I feel like he's just far outpacing Reflection.
Oh my God,
just like that. The Wings of Rebellion coming in to just be a terrible recovery option, but it's all that he had available to him. Meets down air, meets demise, meets game two in favor of Rivers, and we are right on the verge of ending tonight's bracket in quick succession in Tunis.
And that is one of the reasons that some people consider Pikachu to potentially be the best character in the game, is when Joker is forced into the actually worst recovery, the more exploitable version when he has the Arsene out, which is funny, accomplishes the exact opposite of what it was intended to do. Oh my God, the perfect positioning for when the intangibility was all dried up and done. Rivers only one more away this time around. Can we talk about Diddy Kong's neutral air for a second? It doesn't matter if he hits you with it in the air or on the ground, or if it sends you up or a little bit to the side. That move, quite literally, almost always sets up for follow-ups, and Rivers knows that. He knows when to use that move, my friend, and there's a lot of situations where it just rocks itself in completely. No Diddy infinite pyramid scheme here, that's no longer a thing, and you already know that.
No, but it's still lots of damage.
He's dead.
A lot of damage.
He's already dead, I told you.
He shouldn't have done like that. That was just a very unfortunate situation, but regardless, Rivers taking our game 3. Very, very impressive start to it. Lots of damage, very impressive play. He hasn't slowed down at all. He's just keep going and going and going. The pick to Town and City, I feel, is actually a really smart move from Reflection, but you'd be hard-pressed to believe that this was Reflection's counter pick, given how expertly Rivers is playing right now.
Here he tries to use the up B to just put out another active hitbox off of the mistech on the back air. My god, beautiful stuff. Not only coverage, but a way to recover for Rivers as well. He is just not letting this up. Rivers also does love this stage as well. He actually enjoys how the platforms work in terms of continuing pop gun strings and whatnot, and able to... He likes how long it is as well to be able to reset the banana when he has to, despite being the aggressive player that he is. He has said he has his reasons for believing that Diddy Kong can still play incredibly aggressive on the stage. He's got a lot of room to throw out that banana, you know, and reset the situation when he has to, for sure. It's just because, you know, like small stages, he might not... The gap might just be closed by his opponent way easier to the point where he won't be able to do it. But here's the punish once again, over and over, falling with the neutral air. Going to absorb a little bit of that with the Rebels guard. But still, Rivers in prime position to pretty much end this tournament in just a minute or two if he feels like it, man.
It's like one really has to ask themselves, like, how prepared were you for this fight? Because I feel like Reflection had some semblance of a game plan coming into the set, but that semblance quickly crumbled apart, and as we bring ourselves to what's otherwise, I feel, a really good Joker stage, just completely spiral out of control for Reflection. It's rough business is what it is. Excellent coverage from Reflection does once again bring us to the 2-1 count favor, but like... Is it too little too late, Mr. Mist?
I mean, I've seen crazy upsets happen. This is definitely a big one. I mean, we're not just talking about a down deficit against a Diddy Kong. I was gonna say we're talking about a down deficit against pretty much the best Diddy Kong in the world, but he is able to take that stock at relatively early percent. If there's ever a time where you needed to get like a sort of semi-self-destruct like that one, that was the time when you're at 139 on your last stock with Arsene on deck. But once again, I told you, that neutral air on the ground, up and down, manja, flanja, blanja, banja, ishka, bibble, babble, flabble.
Hello?
Roma, Roma, Floma, Boma,
Are you okay?
Dead. I'm good, man. I was just quoting the late, I was quoting the great and not late Mung Dal on that one. Probably a bad time to do it, but point is, he died. The neutral air, it doesn't matter if it hits you on the ground or in the air. That move just combos. It confirms. It just sends it the perfect angle for Diddy aerial follow-up, specifically the back air. As a result, Rivers going to win this tournament with a second 3-0 in a row, 6-0ing this man from winners finals up to grands, and these replays are stellar. There you go. Stanky leg.
Yeah, sometimes it's just that simple, but just like that, devastating performance from Rivers. I feel like it wasn't even just like that he won, he like really like just pressed right into him. Like there was nothing to do about that one. I feel like even as Reflection was like trying to pick up the pace, trying to figure things out, and even press the issue to come down to that last stock situation, victory was once again just right out of their grasp. Just expert play from Rivers, and that's why he wins tonight's DNA.EXE.
He smelled blood in the water, is what he did. He knew that he was able to just keep that pressure on over and over, despite being the one who was up, and as a result, you know, he just was able to keep it on. Ugh! God, I feel like he sensed that Reflection just was not ready for a Diddy of that caliber, more than anything else. I mean, like, even so, like, Reflection already does play two characters, as you mentioned prior, that do not do very well against Diddy, and I think Rivers was just taking full advantage of that more than anything else. He knew, like, when and where he was able to keep the pressure on, and towards the end right there, he recognized that, like I said, he smelled that blood in the water, and he was just able to turn it on and keep it on over and over, and Reflection was just not ready for it at the end of the day. But more than anything else, a solid second place showing at this very stacked DNA, you know, 74 attendance this time around, you know, beating the likes of Inu earlier and Sensei. 2 wins, definitely not to slouch on above anything else, as well as Whale at the end of the day. So honestly, you got to clap it up for him as well. But Rivers, another one in the book, ladies and gentlemen. Got saw it here.
And that's also going to be it for myself and Intunis for this evening. It's quite a fun run for us. I know I was treated very well with the Isabel run we saw from Whale. I hope you had as much fun as I did.
Certainly, my friend. It's been a long time since I've been able to work with you, and I'm honestly, you already know it. I mean, I'm literally, like, there are very few casters who I can say bring out the best in me and push me to do much better than I do, but I am literally awe-stricken whenever I get to work with you, because you are so good. You are literally so good.
You're gonna make me blush.
At what you do. I'm honest. I mean, I genuinely mean that. You, like, leave, every time I commentate with Hangman, I'm just like, wow, I got work to do. That's literally how I feel after I cast with this guy, but hopefully you enjoyed us both as well. I mean, I definitely had a wonderful time. How often do you get to cast the little puppy Shih Tzu character? Not very often, but yeah, as a result, we're pretty much done here, so definitely follow Master Hand Gaming and subscribe to them if you want to as well to get some sick emotes and support all the wonderful stuff that they do for Tri-State Smash, as well as community gaming and all the other amazing stuff that they do. As far as we go, you can follow me at Nintunis, and feel free to mute me immediately once you do. I wouldn't blame you. And if you want to see the non-esports side of me, and the place where you can, you know, say the things that you don't say on commentary because the stream is not about you, I have a podcast. It's called the Double D Experience. It is, in fact, your mom's favorite podcast. You can ask her about it. I definitely recommend it. New episodes every single Friday at 8 p.m. or pretty much before 8 p.m. this time around. Just an off-comedy banter podcast that I do with my buddy Dennis every single Friday. New episode coming out tomorrow. YouTube.com/Nintunis, as well as wherever you get your podcasts, such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Overcast, blah, 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 all that stuff. We've seen a pretty actually steady uptake in listeners recently, so if you are one of those people, thank you. And I'm sorry.
As for myself, you can follow me across social media at HangmanXII, mostly on Twitter is where I'm active, although I have been more actively streaming lately on Twitch, so be sure to drop a follow. Schedule soon to follow as we make the push for affiliates soon enough. But that's it for tonight for us. Thank you very much for tuning in to DNA.EXE, and we'll catch you next week.
Good night, everybody.